We chose Centre Pompidou as it is one of the architectural icons of Paris. It was designed by Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers, who won the international competition for this project. Some of the core principles for them to win this competition was that the exposure of the utility systems. It differentiates from the traditional pattern of the city and also emphasized the functionality. Lots of criticism came from the public as the building looked as if it is a steel pile, which is away from the traditionality and it doesn't represent or match with the identity of the city and the culture. Over time, Pompidou Center has been one of the most important structures in Paris and in modern architecture since then. Designed as a kind of evolving spatial diagram, the structure introduces a series of new technical characteristics to its period. With this exposure of utility systems, there are some benefits. One of the main purposes was it to be easy to access for maintenance and for repairing. Another factor is with its load-bearing system structure that doesn't interrupt the interior space on any floor and maximizes the freedom of the interior space. With this approach, the structure is completely flexible and can be partitioned as desired in the interior space. The huge span of the building is crossed without the use of columns, creating free spaces without columns inside the building. In order to increase the spatial freedom inside the building, the circulation and service elements were also moved to the outside of the building, and those installation elements in the building are used beyond their functions and become a part of the whole that creates the aesthetic perspective. As we see there, the other facet showcases the elevators and escalators that circulate the building, which were placed on the square facade where the carrier system is located. At the same time, the escalators rise in a zigzag pattern inside transparent glass tubes on the building facade. With this different views of Paris can be viewed as you go up the building. My friend Hiva will continue.
So one of the reasons that actually, as my friend said, we chose this building was whenever we thought about the installation process or anything about installation, the first thing we think about is actually uh, plumbings and like the systems. But on this building, we can see that most of the everything actually, not just most of the every single thing that the systems that the building uses actually outside, and we talked about like maybe this would be the great good choice for this poster. So as Nahir said also, the system has some positive effects and negative effects. On positive sides, we talked about easy maintenance. So easy maintenance is actually, as you could see, like the easiest thing you could do in the building. If there was a water leak, you could just be like, oh, this color is for watering, like green is for watering. So you could just find the green pipes and like solve the system. And also design freedom due to all the piping systems being outside and also carrying systems being outside, the inside of the building is actually completely empty except for the elevator systems and the staircases. So you can use the buildings inside whatever you want. You could have like 10 people in it, 100, 10,000, whatever you wanted. But with the plus sides, there also comes the negatives. Yeah, the pipes are outside and the colors of it helps us with the maintenance. Like if there, as I said, if there's a problem with water, it's just the green ones. But there also comes the weather problems. Like if there is heavy rain, high wind, or like anything, snow, it also first comes to the pipes rather than just the outside of the building, which means the pipes that we choose has to be more durable than what we choose inside our buildings or what we choose generally in a building like this, because everything first comes to pipes, then comes to the building rather than just to the building. Uh, as I said, as here said, there's also this look of this building. Whenever you see it feels like a machine rather than just a building. With before I was in architecture, I actually went to the Pompidou Center and we were like, ew, that's disgusting. And we didn't even went inside of it because it looked so like weird. There's things poking out of it, like color and gray. And it just does not fit in very well with the place it is. Like in France, you don't see buildings like this. But it also shows us the difference in architecture as we can see. And I think it's a great building for us to choose due to like the exposed systems all in all.